Hey everybody, welcome back to Rusty Wrench Restorations and what is our 7th episode in our Retro Restoration series. And the Retro Restoration series is basically where we jump in the time machine and go back to previous restorations that I've done before I started my YouTube channel. Last week's Retro Restoration was the John Deere manure spreader, and you got a little sneak peek of my John Deere H that I had. So that's the one we're going to cover today. So quick little bit of trivia information. That John Deere H was the first John Deere tractor I've ever owned, and it was the first John Deere restoration I've done. I did do 2 other tractors before that John Deere. Actually, I think it was 3. The first one was an Economy Power King, and then I did a little SpeedX tractor, and then I think I did my first Farmall Cub. So I guess the H would have been the 4th tractor I've restored, but it was the first John Deere. And in case I forget to mention in that video, and I'm sure I won't, but I bought it from my good friend Duck, restored the tractor, took it to some plow days, took it to some shows, and ended up selling it back to him, and it still resides with him today. So a lot of the tractors that I restore do end up going to friends that I have, so it's nice to see them as I go visit and check them out. So anyway, with that being said, let's check out this John Deere H. So here it is, the first John Deere I ever owned and the first John Deere I ever restored. This is it at my buddy Duck's house when I purchased it. This was March 2nd, 2019. It wasn't running. I needed to go through the carburetor, and I think that was pretty much it. Had it running in pretty quick notice, but didn't know what to expect. Never had a 2-cylinder John Deere before, never had a hand clutch or driven one, never a tricycle. This is like a first for everything for me, so it was pretty cool. So there's just some pictures of it there at Duck's place. Here it is loaded up on my trailer, but I was just so excited to finally have one of these John Deere tractors. And the John Deere H is so small, it's the perfect beginner tractor. Like you can see here, it's on I think that was a 14-foot single axle trailer, and it towed it with no problem. So this was the journey home. Alright, we finally arrived home. Got it sitting in the garage here next to one of my Farmall Cubs with a mid-mount blade, which is the best tractor implement combination I think you can have, period. So I got to working on it, getting the clutch cleaned out and carburetor and getting it to run. This video is the first video I had of me driving it. This is the day that I got it running for the first time. And my son taking it for a spin. Here we are changing all the fluids because I had no idea how long it had been since it was done. Here's a nose-to-nose comparison of the John Deere B on the left and the John Deere H on the right. You can see how much smaller the H is. The H was the smallest tricycle type tractor they made. I guess you could argue that with the MT, but I think the H was actually smaller. The B would be the next size up, then the A, and then the G. I don't know why they, labeled them out of order like that, but that's just how they did it. Here's my son in front of the B and the H. Quick little shot and video of the H running in the front yard, and at the end of the video you'll see the BO Lindemann crawler and the John Deere B on the other side of the driveway. Alright, so here's when we started the resto. This was July 17th of 2019. So about 3 or 4 months after I had it. You can see that whoever painted it the last time just did a quick Rust-Oleum spray over what you could see. They didn't even remove the hood or get to the tank or the radiator or anything. So this is the type of thing you need to be wary of when you're buying an older tractor. Sometimes people just do a quick paint job to make it look okay. But underneath, when you start peeling back that onion, it gets real ugly real quick. This is the cork seal for the crank behind the flywheel. It was leaking oil, so I replaced that. There's a piece of cork that goes in there with a spiral. It basically, as it's spinning, just keeps driving the oil back into the crankcase. And I think there's like a felt washer in there too, if I remember right. So anyway, started this restoration July 7th and went through, it was a little less than 2 months. I finished up on September 1st. So these following pictures are just it in various states of me doing the restoration. This is kind of my first big tractor, if you will, so I wasn't really sure what the best way to go about it was, so I have it out in the driveway to remove the paint. It just seemed like the easiest thing to do. I could get the paint off and sweep it up. So here it is in the garage. You see the BL Lindman in the background, and pretty much got most of the paint off of it. This was my first time using wood blocks as cribbing, so lots of lessons learned there, but never had any issues with how this was set up and worked out pretty good. Here's the rear differential cover off, getting the oil cleaned out and any sludge that was in there. Install new gaskets obviously when we put it back together. Alright, and here it is. Everything's all taped off and plastic laid down on the floor so that I could do some priming. Here's the tractor and primer. I always spray the radiator front and back grills with a light coat of the flat black grill paint. And the reason I use that flat black grill paint is, one, it looks good, and two, it's very, very, very thin, so it doesn't build up paint on those radiator fins, because that's going to affect your cooling. So it just kind of cleans it up, makes it look nice. It's a thin coat. So once that's painted black, I usually cover it with cardboard or tape, and then spray the primer, spray the green, and then when I pull it off, you get the nice black radiator grills. Just a little tip. You can see I have the axles taped off as well. They're not supposed to be painted. They didn't come from Deere painted. I think I did eventually end up putting some black on there just to keep them from rusting, but the paint will definitely make it hard to slide your wheels in and out. And here it is in green. First time shooting green paint through my spray gun. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. This was before I knew about hardener, so it dried, it looked okay, but definitely could have been better if I had mixed the hardener with it. Here I had reinstalled the rear wheels. They hadn't been painted yet. I just had to get it mobile to move it around. Here it is sitting in the garage. I have the back on cribbing. The rear tires taped off. It had nice new tires on it, so I didn't want to take them off the rims, but I did want to paint the wheels, so taped everything off to get the wheels off. There you can see the wheels painted in the background. There's I think that was a 1939 John Deere L. I got that from one of my old neighbors. Had a sickle bar with it. I ended up selling that to my buddy Brian, and he still has that tractor to this day. And here it is, just through the restoration process, getting things painted and put back together. I think the flat black really looks good on the exhaust and helps bring out some of the accents with the hoses and everything. Alright, here it is pretty much assembled in the garage and painted. These gauges are all evergreen gauges, so if you need gauges for any style tractor, any model, make, whatever, go online. Evergreen, that's the way to go. If you buy the cheap gauges on eBay or Amazon, I guarantee they're not going to work. They're not going to be accurate. You're going to be mad, and you're going to have wasted money on those, and you end up buying these anyway. So, and these are just going to be a few shots of it sitting out in a grassy area in my neighborhood. Just wanted to kind of try to get a nice little backdrop for it. The rear shot there is always one of my favorites. I don't know why, it just looks cool to me. The John Deere logo on the differential plate. Here you can see just kind of the accents. If you look down inside that shifter, you can see the little leather boot. It was a piece of leather that was put in there. It's supposed to be like that. It's to try to keep water from going into the transmission casing. And here's my son. This is, geez, 5 or 6 years ago. So he loved to ride on this thing. I had the steps, one on each side of the axle, so I could stand on the step while he drove, and allowed me quick access to the steering and the clutch, and we'd have a fun time just driving around the neighborhood on this thing. Here's a little solo cruise. So we've got the tractor loaded up. I've got a different trailer here. I go through trailers. The one I got now I'll be keeping for a while, but back then I'd go through them, boy, let me tell you. So we brought this over to my in-laws, and we did a little fall time, or close to fall time, I guess, little hay ride around the neighborhood. We call them hay rides, but we don't put hay. We just sit on lawn chairs or blankets, but we have fun. If you watched last week's retro restoration about the John Deere manure spreader, this photo was in there as well, and along with this video of us going down the road. So here's the John Deere H1 plow. I had bought this from a guy I knew out in West Virginia, and restored it, painted it up, and put it on. So this H didn't have hydraulic lift. It was an option for them, but this one was all manual levers. So this was the first tractor I ever went to a plow day with. It was the first tractor I ever plowed with, and I learned the hard way of raising and lowering a plow by hand with manual levers. So I definitely appreciate the hydraulics of a 3-point now. But I tell you what, this tractor plowed amazing. This was probably, besides Sweaty Betty, the best plowing tractor I had. Just the setup was right. It made nice clean cuts, and it looked awesome doing it. These are just some pictures of the nice clean furrow wall it made. Some more videos.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to end it here with Duck. This was the gentleman that I had purchased this tractor from. I ended up selling it to him February 1st, 2020. So it wasn't even a year. It was 11 months that I owned this tractor, from picking it up, bringing it home, restoring it, bringing it to some shows, some plow days, and then selling it back to Duck. And he still owns it to this day. So hopefully one day, if he decides to let it go, we'll get it back. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode of Retro Restorations. Catch us back next week for another Retro Resto, and this Saturday coming up for our regularly scheduled videos. Thanks for watching.